Today I'm going to meet Lance Burton, a Las Vegas magician. This guy literally lives in a castle. He evidently has a lamppost that's broke, and he wants me to see if I can fix it.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Lance.
How you doing, man? Great. I started doing magic when I was a little kid. I was about 5 years old, first time I saw a magician. And he pulled a silver dollar out from behind my ear. From that day till now, that's all I ever wanted to do.
What a mess.
Yeah. I haven't touched anything.
It's like a crime scene.
Yeah, it's a crime, exactly. These street lamps originally were sitting out in front of the Monte Carlo Hotel. They renovated the front of the hotel, and they took these lamps down, and I wound up with them.
You know what's cool about these lamps? Back in the day, they were actually oil lit.
Yeah.
You know, with a candle.
They had a guy going around.
Riding on a horse, and he had a long stick with it lit at the end, and he'd ride along and light each one of them. They're mimicking that style of that era. These metal braces would actually separate the lens and attach to the lens. So if it did break right there, we would still have the wind protecting the rest of it, and it would just have one single unit at a time. So that's why we have these braces all the way around it. These lamps aren't old. They were probably made early 1990s, but they were made to look old. This style lamp dates probably in the 1800s. How'd it happen?
Well, I remember a few weeks ago when we had that big windstorm. Up here, we get a lot of wind through the mountains anyway, so it could have been 80 miles an hour, it could have been 100 miles an hour. In one of my television specials, I made a herd of elephants disappear.
Each one of these are broke.
And that was pretty easy compared to fixing this lamp. I can't do that.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna have to round up all these pieces. Because if I can't find every single piece, we're gonna have to make it, and that's gonna be extremely hard. When this lamp fell in the storm, pieces flew between 40 and 50 feet away from the base. And there's no part supplier for this lamp. It's like one of a kind. So if we don't find every single piece, we're done. We are gonna have to literally put it back together like a puzzle. Each little piece. I mean, we gotta figure it out.
You got your work cut out for you. What's this gonna set me back?
We gotta put the electrical back in there. We gotta figure out a way to, puzzle this thing back together.
Yeah.
And I'm also gonna be testing this thing to make sure that it never falls down again. So there is a lot of work involved. I'm gonna be right around probably 6,500.
We can do 6,500, and I'll even throw in a couple tickets for you and your crew.
That's awesome.
Come in to see the
That'd
show.
be awesome. I'd love to.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you. There's no way I'm gonna be able to pick up all these pieces by myself. So I'm gonna get the guys from the shop a flatbed trailer, and they're gonna come over and scour the countryside to try to find all these parts I need.
Stop. Don't pull in there. Let's back up there.
No, we're gonna pull up, we're gonna load up.
Back up so we don't disturb him. When you're doing a job like this, you want to get in and get out without disturbing the customer. And Rick would want it done like that.
Let's take a vote. Who wants me to back it in?
You lost.
Ron has no backing up skills. Ron has no forward driving skills. The only skill Ron has is his brother is Rick.
You are a serious moron.
Well, the moron's on the trailer, dancing.
We good, T?
So good.
You gotta be kidding me. Remember, every single piece of this thing. We gotta weld all this back together. Jeez. Look how far down this is.
Freaking thing.
I'll navigate. It took us about an hour. If we're missing pieces, we're gonna be screwed. My dad's gonna lose his mind.
All right, we need to lay these pieces out. Separate the big ones from the little ones.
Awesome.
The lamp we're working on is beautiful, but it's broken into 100 pieces. So the goal right now is to lay everything out and figure out how everything goes back together.
How do we know what these are? Like, this is the piece to a big one.
This is like this, see?
Yeah, that's the same. 1, 2, 3. Cowboy, have you seen any of these?
No.
Thanks for the help. If we found every piece, we should be able to figure out where every piece belongs. However, if we're missing pieces, my dad's gonna lose his mind. Yes. So look, go grab those 2 halves. Or those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, what'd we end up finding out? We're on the pieces. Where are we at?
Every one of these is broke from tip to tip.
That can be welded.
Yeah.
And then this down here, this goes here.
Yeah. We think.
All right. So this can be welded. The guys have done a really good job, and now one of the hardest parts is over. We got all the parts, we know where everything's gonna go. Now it just comes down to ordering some glass and a huge challenge to weld everything back together. We have about 30 of these pieces that are all broke, ends off. We're gonna weld them. This welding is called TIG welding, and it's extremely bright. So you gotta definitely wear your gear. TIG welding, or tungsten inner gas, uses electricity and gas to weld metals back together. You have to have a steady hand, and it takes years to master. A lot of these pieces are bent. We're gonna have to keep that curvature as we're going. So we'll tack, and then we'll bring it back up and then weld the top.
Let's go.
Almost everything we do here takes a high level of skill, and I'm always trying to teach my guys more.
That looks good, Rick.
The safest way to transport this lamp is in pieces, then reassemble it at the customer's house. All right, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift this one up so the crane can grab at the top of it. Are we ready? Okay. Hold on. When you got hundreds of pounds of glass and metal swinging in the air, it doesn't take much for something to go terribly wrong. And I'm not just talking about losing money. Somebody could get seriously hurt. Just like usual, you guys are just standing around watching me work.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, are you done yet? Sweet.
Now that we're finished setting this thing up, it's finally time to go get Lance. This project was a ton of work. I just hope Lance is as happy with it as we are.
I'm very excited to see what he's done. I'm a little skeptical that he's been able to pull this off. It was just a pile of metal and glass laying on the ground, and, you know, I'll believe it when I see it.
All right, so which one do you think it is?
Yeah, which one is it? They all look identical. I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
This is it here, yeah. Oh, man, that looks fantastic. I can't believe it's upright. You look down the drive, you can't tell which one is the new lamp or the old lamp been repaired. I mean, they all look identical. Everything's straight.
Yeah.
All those little pieces, all those dents are all gone. So all this metal pieces on top, those are the original ones, or did you have to remake them?
The top cast piece was good on each one of them. The very top tins
Yeah.
for the ornate part of it,
Yeah.
those are all smashed.
Yeah?
My body man pounded those all out, they're all perfect again. So they didn't have to be reproduced. We just went and fixed it all.
Wow, now this is where it was snapped in half, right over here?
Yeah, this snapped right here, right in here. And from the underneath, we welded this, so that won't ever snap again, ever.
So if I have another windstorm, the rest of these lamps may fall over, but this one won't.
Right.
Okay. Well, Rick, I'm very, very impressed. It looks fantastic. You can't tell it from any of the other ones. I just thought there's no way you're going to be able to pull this off, but
Yeah.
fantastic job. I'm really impressed.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
It was wonderful.
Appreciate your help.
Yeah.
You know, when we started this process, that lamp was just a pile of broken metal and glass, just haphazardly laying on the ground. And now it's all back up and new and shiny and sturdy, and it's fantastic.